Several major airlines in European countries have announced the suspension of flights to and from Israel and Lebanon following escalating hostilities between the two countries.
이스라엘과 레바논 헤즈볼라의 전투가 격화하면서 유럽의 여러 주요국 항공사들이 이들 두 나라를 오가는 항공편의 운항 중단을 발표했습니다. And of course, Hezbollah being the militant terrorist group. In Lebanon, let's talk more about what the situation looks like.
Yeah, well, over the weekend, there were exchanges of fire, and not just one or two isolated incidents. We're talking about a big deal. Hezbollah was claiming it launched hundreds of missiles into Israel. Tensions have always been high between the two countries, but certainly in the past year, tensions have risen. And this means we have a number of airlines, including Air France and British Airways, announced suspensions of flights. And these are just short suspensions. I think for Air France, it was possibly until yesterday, or it could be extended. Right. And for British Airways, it's until Wednesday. But I think, well, quite logically, airlines don't want to risk their planes, their passengers, or their staff in case a stray missile might hit them.
Exactly. 자, 여기서 일단 첫 번째 표현은 suspension of flights입니다.
Stop.
You've suspended.
Yeah, just hang on for maybe, I don't know, 3 seconds. Okay.
Okay, well, 3 seconds is going to get the alarm to go off.
All right, keep going. All right, a suspension is a stop, but it's a temporary stop. So it's not going to be permanent. It's not going to last forever. It could be a minute, an hour, a week, a month, a year, a decade, but it will end. Yeah. So we use it like suspension of facilities, suspension of services, suspension of flights.
잠시 동안 정지되는 겁니다. 연기라는 뜻인데요. Suspension of flights니까 항공편이 일단은 뭐 연착이 된다든지 아니면 지연이 된다든지 이렇게 잠시 일시 중단이 된다라는 개념으로 이해하시면 되겠고 물론 여기서는 중단입니다. 언제까지 중단될지는 모르겠지만.
Can I tell you my favorite use of the word suspension?
Yes.
Suspension of disbelief.
Please do explain.
So we use this when talking about performing arts, theatre, television, movies, where you sit down and you watch people pretend to be other people and pretend to be in different situations, and you suspend your disbelief. You agree to imagine with the actors and the movie makers or the theatre makers that what's happening is real for that 90 minutes.
Interesting. Okay. Well, of course, we have suspension there. Another term to look at is hostilities.
That's the sound I think of when I hear the word hostilities. That sense of aggression, that sense of tension and possible fighting. It may be in terms of financial, problems or issues. It could be actual boots on the ground military attacks. But if there are hostilities, then two parties are attacking each other or being aggressive to each other in some kind of way.
Exactly. Hostilities라는 것은요. 교전이 될 수도 있고 전투가 될 수도 있습니다. 원래 이제 적대적인 관계를 가진 두 당사자들, 파티들 간의 그런 상황을 말하죠. hostilities라는 명사가. So we're talking about Israel and Lebanon and the hostilities between the two countries here. And Hezbollah, of course, is the Lebanese political group, which has been designated by a lot of countries around the world as more than a political group.
Yes.
All right, so here's the headline again. Several major airlines in European countries have announced the suspension of flights to and from Israel and Lebanon following escalating hostilities between the two countries.